I'm interrupting the regularly scheduled programming to give you a special update on AbbVie because of the amount of interest I've received from this video and with earnings coming out very soon. As such, this video will serve as Friday's regularly scheduled video. My aim is to help out investors as much as possible. So, with this in mind, this is the most up-to-date information and charts that I have. So, let's take a look and do a follow-up on AbbVie. Investors are always looking for stocks that may outperform during earnings season. For AbbVie Inc., it's no different. The firm has earnings coming up pretty soon, and events may be shaping up well for the report. I say this because AbbVie has some favorable earnings estimate revisions recently. This can be a precursor to an earnings beat, with analysts coming in with their most up-to-date information right before an announcement, and with the estimates being raised. It may be a good indication for favorable information. I repeat, it may be a good indication. So let's take a look at the charts. And because of the amount of interest, I'm going to go through all charts, including the monthly, the weekly, and the daily charts. But understand that there are many mixed signals in the charts, and any decisions must be the responsibility of every individual investor. I'm simply going to go through the charts and give you an unfiltered analysis. So let's go. Starting off with the monthly chart on AbbVie, and the symbol is ABBV. For disclosure purposes, I do not hold any shares of AbbVie at this time. Looking at the charts, the price chart, the top was there late 2017, early 2018, and it's been a downtrend ever since then, with the exception that the low was, say, last month at this level here, and today is we're at 66.85 intraday trading on Thursday. Moving down into the MACD, we see that the top there and the fast line and the slow line have been moving down ever since, with the fast line moving through the zero line here with a little bit of acceleration. You can see that acceleration here in this red bar, which slightly exceeds the previous bar there. So no sign of any bottoming yet in the MACD or in the histogram. Into the RSI, we're a relatively weak 29.30. Again, no sign of any bottoming process yet. Into the stochastic. Now here's our first mixed signal where it looks like it's attempting to bottom with this move there toward the fast line, toward the slow line with the reflection back, but it's only a moderate reflection. So that to me is a beginning sign of a bottoming process. It's going to take longer, but that's perhaps the first sign. Into the volume, we've got 4 months of red. Now, this is not hugely significantly negative, but it definitely is a red flag still. But we'll have to bypass that for now. Let's go take a look at the Williams. The Williams, too, is another mixed signal with the bottom there in, say, mid-late 2018 with only a very slight level of improvement going through there in 2019 so far. Now, this move down here hasn't stopped yet, so we're not quite sure where that is going to stop, but I generally think that this is a sign of a bottoming process, a weak sign of a bottoming process nonetheless. Moving back on up here to the price chart, one last look before we go to the weekly chart. And this is the 2-year weekly chart on AbbVie. And as we can see here, the price is going to be changing. Again, this is intraday on Thursday. Now, in the last couple of months, we've had a lot of red here from just under that 80 price level, sliced through $70 per share, and again at 66.81. A pretty good downtrend all the way from here in, say, early 2018 or so. Moving here into the MAC, we can see that the MAC has been going sideways, say, for the last few months or so, with some rocky roller coaster ride in that fast line. The fast line is currently on the bottom side of the slow line right now and heading on down. And that's perhaps what that acceleration was in the last month that we saw in the histogram on the monthly chart. And again, here, that's what it is at this point here. But it's not too bad. And you can see that going back here to April of 2018, that was the bottom, at least by the weekly chart, and things have improved since then, all the way through here, as long as this doesn't change all that much and go hugely negative. Now, moving through here into the RSI, we're about at 21.01, so it's another move down to this level. We had one down here, say in October, November of 2018, and the previous low was in early 2018 at this level here. So a general downtrend within, say, this channel here, and no real sign of it slowing down other than the fact that we really aren't that much lower here currently than we were, say, back there. But still, the signs are only very weak that things are turning around. Now, here we have the stochastics. Perhaps this is a little bit better with the bottom there in April of 2018, and then again October, November of 2018 at that level here. And in early 2018, we only hit that level there, which is slightly better. We're not down at that level yet here. We're probably going to come down to that 20 level. But at least we're bouncing along this area here, and things are not deteriorating further. Into the volume, we see that big red volume there, but that was several weeks ago. Things have calmed down since then. And then into the Williams, again with that bottom here in October of 2018. Again, this is perhaps one of your leading indicators on a potential bottoming. And we see that it's just only slightly favorable with the general level of these bottoms heading on up with slightly higher levels on the downside. So moving on back up to the price chart, hopefully you understood that. But into the price chart, we do have definitely some selling pressure from the stock at that point there, trying to move above $80 per share, but getting reflected on back down here to the current level. So that's something to watch out for. And earnings can make this stock turn on a dime depending upon what they are. But still, again, very weak mixed signals that the stock is trying to bottom. But at least it's trying, and we have the early signs of that potential. Let's go to the daily chart now. And now we're at the 6-month daily chart on ABBV, and we can see that the bottom was at that point there in late June. And we've had a trickle sell-off since this point here, since the rebound. It tried to move through that 20 EMA, got reflected back, but the sell-off seems to be dissipating through this area here, as we can see. So again, the price changing intraday Thursday, so we're at 66.83 with a little bit of a slowdown, and we're toward the bottom of the day today on Thursday, nearing the close. And the MACD again under zero, so things are weak, but there was an attempt here, which we saw in the price chart, got reflected back. We're going parallel, and that's not really all that positive. It's not hugely negative, but you don't like to see these things move parallel on the way down. But we're not too weak at that -2 level here. And then again in the histogram, we can see that things have improved. That's for sure. Relative strength, maybe a little bit of improvement from this point here. I doubt we're going to get that low, at least on the daily. So a little bit of improvement there. And then moving down here, stochastics is worse than any other measure through that 6 month, but it does show an attempt. And you've seen this in the monthly where the fast line has moved toward the slow line, gets reflected back and down. And that can happen, say, several times before it is ultimately successful in moving on up through here. So maybe the very initial stages of a bottoming process there. Again, the volume, we've talked about that. I think the negative time back here, say in late June, that was the point in time that it was hugely negative. And since then, it's calmed down. So I don't think it's as much a factor now. And the Williams seems to be trundling along the bottom here. No real sign, at least by the daily chart, of a bottoming in the Williams. So once again, on each of the charts, the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, we have just very weak initial signs of a bottoming process. But all that can break down easily depending upon what happens with earnings. So you need to decide if you currently hold or if you're looking to buy ABBV. You need to decide what your plan is, what your holding period is, and basically what your exit strategy is. Have all of those in place before you make a move on ABBV. So for now, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you. And to all of you interested in AbbVie with holding shares, I wish you the best of luck. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.